Hello. How we doing, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to NJPW-World Wrestling Review. I am your co-host, Andre C. Right over here, it's the dog-saving princess herself. It's Melball. How you doing, Melball?
Am doing great, Andre. It was a day and a half today. I wanted to go to the gym. I didn't make it to the gym. I found a puppy dog on the road with no tags. That was
Yeah.
great. Good times. Glad Joey found his way home, though. Dropped him off with his mama just before coming on here, which gives me a lot of relief because I did not want to be letting another male dog loose in my house when I'm up here. Unable to do anything about him peeing on my stuff. How are you doing today, my friend?
I'm doing all right. Kept it low, pretty low key. Did a little bit of work in my on my deck, clearing stuff off my deck, putting stuff away, doing a little bit of organization in the garage. Otherwise, just watched wrestling today. Getting caught up on this and started watching the next episode I need to watch for this and still
Same, same.
got to watch some Stardom. There's so much going. There's this tournament because it was so compressed. We got so behind. Like it just
Yes.
and we apologize, ladies and gentlemen. We got behind with this one because again, just everything was compressed into less than 14 days, and we got regular lives outside of this. So we'll be caught up with this, and should be caught up to the Goddess Tag League before the World Tag League starts. We should be having everything caught up by the time the start of the World Tag League happens, and that one's a little more spread out.
We hope.
Well, no, that tournament's over about a month, so we're about like 3.5 to 4 weeks. We're okay.
Okay.
So that one we can
Let's
deal.
hope it stays okay.
Yeah, but we are here to talk some Super Junior Tag Leagues, night 4, 5, and 6 from the
Mhm.
26th, 28th, and the 26th, 28th, and 30th. I want to say, yeah, those are the
26th,
3 days.
28th, and 30th. Yeah.
Yeah. So before we do that, I want to thank each and every one of you. We really do appreciate all the great support you have given us, liking the video, subscribing to the channel, and commenting down below. We love hearing from you guys. Love talking to you guys. Please keep sharing us out to your friends, your enemies, your family, your just people you don't know. Just I don't know. It doesn't matter to me.
Brothers, wives, Stephanie's great aunt.
Yeah, everybody. Just share us to everybody.
Everybody.
Everybody. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so you alert every time we drop a new video.
Hello.
Mom, get the door.
Rude. I guess she is upstairs, so.
Yeah, she's upstairs. So
Mhm.
yes, I live at home with my mom. Wrestling there in his
No
mom's
shame.
basement.
No shame.
Wrestling there in his mom's basement, eh?
Oh dear. You
Uh,
made that sound far worse than it is.
I only moved to Aquathor like a year and change ago because life kind of fell apart.
Life happens.
Life happens, but we're gonna talk some pro wrestling, Super
Yeah.
Junior Tag. Yeah, Super Junior Tag League. We're gonna start. We're talk nights number 4 to start with. We kick it off. Ooh, my notes are not ready. There we are. Kick it off with the Karate Kids, Ryusuke Taguchi and DKC taking on the Intergalactic Jet Setters, Kevin Knight and Kushida. Um, Gooch and
I was definitely labeling them as the time splitters still.
well, that's not even this team in the slightest. That's Alex Shelley.
Oh, really? I didn't even know that. Why did I have time splitters?
Because
Intergalactic what?
Jet Setters. I think you're drunk.
No, I'm high.
Oh Jesus! I'm like that's Alex.
Continue.
Yeah, really fun match. This was probably as close to comedy as you're going to get in this tournament because, like, while the Jet Setters are fairly serious in the most part, they can play goofy with Gooch and DKC. I think they did a really good job here. End of the match still comes. DKC Rana's night out of the ring, and they do their like punching the heck out of Kushida, where they're both punching from the front and back, just like the karate punches, like just
Yeah,
It-
yeah.
I love the sandwich karate punches. They do that. They punch heck out of Kush. Knight hits this comes back in with a springboard cross, hits the planche, sending Gooch out, hits the planche to Gooch. Kushida hits a springboard back elbow, applies the hoverboard lock to DKC, and gets the tap out victory.
Mm-hmm. This match was an interesting match for me because it wasn't fantastical for me, but you're right, it was the closest thing to comedy that we were gonna get in this night. Um, it it wasn't fantastical, it wasn't bad for me. It was a match. For me. I noticed DKC back in shorts. And did you like see the resemblance that I saw? Very resemblant of or reminiscent to me of Dean Richter. Dean Richter's gear. Just saying.
What
Interesting.
Richter wears the tights or the briefs. DKC's wearing shorts.
Yeah, but like the styling of it and like the accents on it to me were very Dean Richter. I mean, the biggest difference was that DKC's kick pads in this were black and like Richter's are yellow. But like the design on it was pretty similar, just the opposite. Thought it was cool. Interesting little factoid. Um, what else am I know to say? Oh, there was a point where I thought Taguchi got a little serious in this one, though. He clearly studied. Kevin Knight was able to avoid some of his like high kick spots and like drop kick and stuff like that. Really, really good of Taguchi to kind of put that education on, especially given what happens later in the tournament. Yeah, I didn't have a whole lot for this one.
Yeah, a good fun opening match to the tournament matches.
100%.
We move on. It's the team of Catch 22s. Francesco here and TJP taking on the Just Five Guys team of Douki and Taka Michinoku. Um, yeah, TJP, he the neck was again is playing a big factor for him in this tournament, and he went up to go under his head scissors into the twist, but he like spins on his neck, and you see him almost collapse out of it because of the
Yeah.
neck. It was, and then again they really went to the neck from that point. Um,
Hmm.
Again, I thought really good match. I'm a big fan of Catch 22. They're one of my favorite teams in the junior division. They're absolutely tremendous, and like Akira just he's doing something so special right now. He's we've talked about. He's evolved in that, just become this like more serious. Like he still has that fire, still runs wild when he has to, but he doesn't. It doesn't seem as reckless anymore. Like
He's not reactive. He's very intelligent.
it's all calculated.
Mm-hmm.
In the end, no. Akira fights off the double team. TJP hits a plancha to Douki on the floor. Akira hits the speed fire to Taka for 2. Sandwich knees by Catch 22, and Akira gets the win.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
This was a fun match.
Mm-hmm.
Very fun match. Douki put on a freaking clinic. The beginning of this match with Akira and with TJP. Holy shiznit. He was doing so good. I just love the evolution of Douki over the last couple of years. We've seen him. He looks like his gear hasn't changed. It's still very, very much the same. But we've seen him as a character and a wrestler evolve from you know, the pipe guy in Suzuki Gun to now arguably probably I would say other than Taichi the most marketable guy in Just Five Guys. Like it's so crazy to see how he's gone. Um both of Just Five Guys there, Taka and Douki, both really putting on a lot of submissions on TJP, really targeting that neck. Had me really concerned. There was one point where he kind of TJP fired up a little bit. Didn't seem like the neck was bothering him. I was like, yes, yes, we got him back, but nay, Naito was not the case. Yeah, Akira was on fire tonight. He was moving so quick, so fast. I love watching him wrestle. And you're right, just how educated and smart he is wrestling is just such a treat to watch him every single match grow and grow and grow in this business. Um, so I wrote down picking up the win was not unexpected, but man, did just five guys put on a hell of a show. Like this was a great match. This was actually my second pick of match I wanted to highlight. You're muted. You're muted.
Mine too.
Say it again.
Mine too.
Yours too. Okay. Yeah, this was tremendous. Such a tremendous match.
Yeah, very, very good. We move on. Fourth match on this show. I think it's fourth, or is it third, or the second? No, third match on this show. Fourth is another different one. It's a Musashi versus Yo, commonly known as Yosashi. Not really commonly, but by me maybe. Taking on the House of Torturous Bullshit, Sho and Yoshinobu Kanemaru.
What the hell is this image? What the hell is this?
Is it better than the other one?
Jesus, Murphy George, who's worse?
Is it better than the other one? At least this one.
I mean, it's like the two children are out front, like, then the smart ones in the back are just like,
It's funny because like this looks like Yozo face, and Sho looks like he's getting shoved, like Kanemaru shoving something up his butt. Like he's like, no.
Oh, big yikes. Big yikes. Take us into it, man.
Yeah, again, it was House of Torture. Yeah, I don't know.
You didn't take a lot of notes, did you?
Not a lot. There was some cool.
No.
It was a cool double team rope walk by Musashi or Yosashi there that looked really good.
Yeah.
It's a lot of House of Torture crap in this again. I don't know. Just again, the booze comes into it again. They block it, and Yo ends up like kissing Yo.
He took a shot of whiskey
and kissed Sho
and pissed it into Sho.
It was so weird.
It was a little awkward to watch. I wasn't expecting it.
And then Musashi ends up taking out the majority of House of Torture on the floor. Yo hits a super kick, but outside interference takes Musashi off the top because he was up top. And Kanemaru gets the low blow, runs Yo into the corner really hard, and rolls him up to steal the win. Again, it's just...
Yeah.
At least when I understand, like, we're going to talk about some Wardogs cheating on this show and other stuff, but at least it's within just them. They don't have a bunch of other people running out and ruining and like just constantly interfering.
Yes.
I don't know.
It's just them and their shenanigans. It's not them and others.
Yeah.
And shenanigans.
Yeah.
So I just want to start. I hate Sho's jacket. So long as he's wearing that stupid jacket, I'm going to keep saying it. I hate that stupid jacket. All the dingly dangly bits hanging off of it. It looks stupid.
Dingly dangly.
It's not a dingle dangle. Dingly dangly. There's a difference. I don't know if it's like this night. It was just this night. But like, I don't know if it was the lighting in the place or what. But like the color of his skin tone and like the color of his hair did not combine okay. It made him look rather sickly. Like he looked really pale and pasty. And because his hair was wet too, he just looked like feverish. It was yucky. It was not a good look. Let's see. Musashi. This was something I noticed about Musashi and Yosashi or whatever you're calling them.
Just
Um,
Robbie.
you know how when tag teams are doing their moves, a lot of teams really strive for that like perfect timing kind of move where they're doing like a suplex perfectly in sync or whatever. Something what I've noticed about Yo and Musashi is they don't. Like I don't know if it's just a timing thing or what, but it's like beautifully off sync. It adds for me some realism to the match. It makes it feel like organic. It makes it feel legit. And I really have come to enjoy that about this pairing. And now, because I've noticed it, I'm really enjoying watching their matches because they add that realism despite Yo's O face to their matches. It's a suspension of reality thing for me. I really enjoy that. Um, Show's stupid frickin' face. His stupid frickin' face. He has that mouth guard in, and at one point he got the like wrench. And like instead of being a normal human being and going like, oh, I got a wrench, this mofo is all like I can't even adequately describe it if you're listening on an audio level. What the level of stupid and ridiculous his face looked at several points of this match. I hate it. He used to be so good. Like when he was like high voltage show in chaos, yeah, he was kind of being ignored, which I don't think was very fair. But the talent that he had in ring in combination with the slight over animation that he had made him such a tremendous talent to watch. Now it's at a point of ridiculous. It's just not enjoyable to watch anymore because usually he ends up with the rest of the team. Um, I enjoyed the one point where went back to their Roppongi 3K thing, and Sho was down on all fours, and he used Sho as the bridge, the step up to do the I think it was like the Jeff Hardy fall away splash thing, Majiggy.
Poetry in motion.
That's what it was, yeah. Okay, I like that he threw back to that Roppongi 3K thing and used that to get the drop on Kanemaru. Um, the ridiculous way in which that they took out Kenta Sato is I can't even. This team is getting obnoxious. It's been obnoxious a hot minute. I don't think we've ever actually said anything nice about those factions since we've been doing this show. Ever. And then there's a kissing spot. But this is funny. Balls, roll up holding the tights. That was the end of it. If there was any doubt that the heel master was back in NJPW, watch this match. Yoshinobu Kanemaru is back. And his win, though I hated how it happened, was very well earned on his part. He this is what I expect out of him, and it was actually very beautifully done.
Yeah. Very well done.
Yeah.
We move on because I want to get away from as fast as I can. We move on to Mel's pick of the night. It's Los Ingobernables de Japon, Bushi and Titan taking on teaming up with Tetsuya Naito, coming out to sit in the crowd. Just chills out, gets a chair, sits out in the crowd, just super chill. Good. It was interesting.
Confusing.
Against the Wardogs. Naito sitting in the crowd, and then I love the color on Teton's gear in this match.
Yeah.
Look, so good, man. The
good
black
combo.
with the black with like the neon coloring on it. Oh, I loved it.
So nice. So sick.
The dogs attack for the bell as usual. They all brought to the floor. Drilla gets Teton back in the ring, beating him up. They're tagging in, beating up on Teton. Teton hits the overhead kick to take Connors out and tag out. Bushi's in fighting with him. Then he fights off a double team with a double Hurricane Rana to both. It was great. Drilla pulls Bushi out when he goes for it to run to hit the ropes to do a suicide dive. He gets pulled out. Beats him up on the floor. Connors gets him back in the ring, beats him up, beats on him, gets some pin attempts. He gets a submission, but Bushi gets to the ropes. Drilla comes in, running him hard into the corner. Bushi fights, hits a second rope drop kick, and Teton gets tagged in, hits a springboard cross, hits the front flip into kicks to Connors, uses Drilla to hit it, goes off the back of Drilla for the tornado DDT to Connors. And then he hits the rope walk into the assisted rope walk into a drop kick to both. Bushi helps him rope walk, and he drop kicks both the Wardogs, sending him to the floor. And him and Bushi hit dual tope suicidas. Looked really good. Bushi hits that low drop kick, and Teton hits a springboard splash, and Bushi gets a 2 on Connors. The Wardogs attack. Drilla hits the spinebuster stop senton, and they hit the high-low, but the pin gets broken up. Bushi stops the full clip and then sends Connors off the top. Teton hits a lariat through the ropes and to Drilla. And then while doing that, ends up coming out and drop-kicking Connors on the floor. Looked absolutely tremendous. Bushi goes for the MX to Drilla. But
do you want to know what I called that?
What's that?
Twirly whirly double takedown.
When he went through the ropes with the lariat, trucking.
Yeah. I don't know why that's what I wrote, but that's what I wrote.
Lariat through the ropes into a dropkick.
Yeah. Makes sense, right? ADHD.
I have it, and I'm not even that crazy, but okay.
Welcome.
The MX is stopped, and Bushi gets tossed into Teton, who's coming back up, sending Teton to the floor. Drilla hits a spear to Bushi. Connors goes to the top. They hit the full clip, and Drilla gets the win.
Yep. I was happy that this match happened. I was a little disappointed that LIJ wasn't able to pick up the win here. But then again, we've also had Moloney and Clark have dropped a few wins already, haven't they?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I could see how they'd be a little bit in panic mode, and it certainly came across for me for Drilla in this match. What? Why the stank face?
Oh, nothing. I'm sorry. I'm looking at something on my computer. It's okay. No, it's
timing, sir. Timing.
Sorry. I apologize.
Anyway,
I forgot people could see me.
Especially vicious in this match. He was hitting very, very hard. And he was hitting very, very fast, too. He's usually fast and hard as it is. But this one, I don't want to say he seemed serious. What? Shush you. Mind out of the gutter. We're talking about wrestling. You threw me off. What was I going to say now?
Fast and hard.
Andre. He was more crisp in this match. He wasn't showing that. He was showing that aggressive street smart, but not in the wily way that he has been up until this point. He felt like he had not maybe channeled it, but he went from being a street thug to being that, what's his name on that Peaky Blinders show? Tommy. Whoever Cillian Murphy plays. He went from being a crazy, wild kind of street fighter guy to being the head boss and very calm and cool and collected and knowing what he's doing as he's doing it kind of thing. If you watch Peaky Blinders, you know. I don't even watch Peaky Blinders, and I know.
I've never seen it, and I'm not even sure who Cillian Murphy is.
He played the Scarecrow in the Last series, not the newer series of Batman. The
Oh,
one with Heath Ledger.
I know who that is. Okay. The only
Yeah, yeah.
that's the only thing I
Actually,
know
he's
of
very,
Killing.
very good on this show. I actually highly recommend. Again, I don't watch it, but from the clips I see, getting back to the match though. Um, the mask that Bushi was wearing was very um Hiromu-esque to me, and I loved it. Nice little shout out. It seemed to be like the half and half Hiromu black death mask. Him, I loved it. It was a nice little shout out. Um, and wasn't Hiromu at in commentary also? Who was in commentary that night? I don't know. Um,
Really don't know.
we talked
Sorry.
about that. Um, right after that double takedown that we mentioned on the outside, I honestly thought that LIJ had it. I was really excited. I was like, yeah, they're gonna finish it up. Nay, nay, they did not. Bullet Club came back. They came back with a vengeance. But it was a really good match because you see this combination in Connors and Moloney, which I think is actually the perfect kind of combination to have. Because you have one guy who's just like straight out raw power in Clark Connors. And then you have this guy who has that aerial and if he wants to, technical ability of Dan Maloney with the striker too. Like he's definitely more that aerialist style. It's incredible to see how they work so perfectly well together and how like one makes up for the other one, if that makes sense. Like Connors can't do everything. Maloney makes up for it. Maloney can't do everything. Connors kind of makes up for it. They're a very shockingly well balanced team for how new they are.
Mhm. They really are.
Yeah.
And we move on to the main event of night number 4. It is El Desperado and Master Wato Desperado taking on TMDK's Kosei Fujita and Robbie Eagles. Feagles? I don't know. Trying to think
No.
of a name.
No. Look, what?
I don't know.
That sounds like a
Eagle Jita?
one.
Eagle Jita?
Spicy Eagles?
The Spicy Snipers.
There you go.
That's so bad. This is my pick. This is my pick for the night. Honestly, everything else under it was good. This was great.
Yeah.
Wato and Fujita start out. He tries to use the wrestling to dominate each other. Fujita does get the advantage. Robbie comes in. Wato starts on the arm. They start moving really quickly until Wato gets Robbie down and applies Vendaval. But Robbie gets to the ropes pretty darn quickly. Desperado comes in, beating up on Robbie. Really good back and forth with those guys, and they get there. And then Wato and Desperado taking it in and out pretty good while working over Robbie. Fujita does get in, tries the Chaos Theory, but can't get it, but does get the springboard drop kick to Desperado. Wato's throwing kicks, but Fujita ends up getting this beauty drop. Like his drop kick is just fire. Like there's not many of a better one other than maybe Knight and Okada because of the height and beauty on those two drop kicks. But Fujita just seems so crisp. Just the back and forth with him and Wato was really good. And then Eagles gets in there, and that's just almost perfection in the ring with those two. And then Wato pulling out the zigzag on this show, finally busting the zigzag, because I don't remember noticing a zigzag in any other matches before this, but he would use it in every match since. So Eagles gets a good roll up at one point for 2. He unloads kicks, double knees in the corner. Fujita comes in. They hit the doubles, Razor's Edge for 2. Then he gets the Acai DDT, the Wato, and the Romero special. While Fujita gets a hammer lock on Desperado, but Wato does get to the ropes. Wato fights off the turbo back pat. And then they both kick each other, and they both go down. Fujita's in chopping Desperado, hits the drop kick, tries the suplex, but Desperado hits the spine buster and the stretch muffler. But Fujita ends up reversing it into a roll up, and then he gets the German for 2. Desperado sweeps Fujita, applies numero dos. Well, I want to make sure people understand what dos is. Dos. While Wato gets Vendaval on Eagles, but Eagles ends up fighting out and ends up breaking up the numero dos. So, but they end up tossing Robbie to the floor. Double team by Desperado. But Eagles comes in breaking up the pin. Fujita tries to fight back, but Wato hits pinch, or not Wato, Desperado hits pinche loco, and he picks up the win.
Yeah. This was fun. This was a fun main event. This was a great way to end this show.
Wato, yo.
So, I love the intro where Wato's still like desperately trying to get Desperado to be his friend. Desperado's just like, nay, nay, I say. It was very adorable. Did you notice in the beginning there, when the two teams are kind of facing each other and facing off or whatever, Robbie is having words with Desperado, and Desperado's just he's chill, he's cool as a cucumber, right? He's just like la la la. And Robbie says something to Desperado, and he just goes what and like gives him double bird and everything. Did you see that? I want to know what he said to Desperado to get a reaction like that. Mr. Eagles, share the gossip, spill the tea. What did you say? I want to know because that was funny. That was really funny. Um, he was. I felt that Robbie was goofing around a little bit with Wato while they were in the ring together, and I really enjoyed it. The chemistry that those two have when they work together is really, really fun. And they play very, very well off each other and just roll and transition into everything so smoothly and so crisply. I really enjoy watching these two wrestle. Um, I loved at one point, Water was trying to, I think, just get Robbie into like a Irish whip or something. And Robbie was sitting there like, no, 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 my friend. And I was like, ah, Watto does have a friend. See? It's just on the wrong team. Anyway, it made me happy to know Watto had a friend at ringside, even if it wasn't his partner. Desperado was tagging Watto nicely in this one. Did you notice that? He was actually hand tagging out. He wasn't slapping him or like, schmucking him in the face or wherever like he was up until this point, which I love to see. Then I didn't like how he was refusing to tag out though, because he definitely needed it. At a couple points, live and learn. Poor choices were made. The chops from Fujita. Holy shit. Them things are loud. He's got some he's like getting to Osprey level decibels for chops. And he just hit a skimming chop on Desperado. A skimming chop. Like he was really far away. He had to really reach for it. But the crack that he got on it, goddamn. Ouch kabibbles. Robbie, super duper quick with his kicks in this one. Those kicks were like, Lord help me, I will never get this man's name correct in my life. Danielson? Brian Danielson?
Yes.
Is that the right way? They were his level kicks for me. Just for the level of like how hard they hit, how quick they hit, how like it was just on point every single time and it was solid and I loved it. I also made the comparison to Suri. They were very Suri level kicks in this one. They were some soul snatches. I was surprised Watto survived that Robinson special. Robbie locked that in really good, and he reefed on that really, really good.
Romero special.
Romero special. Thank you, sir. Keeping in mind we had Japanese commentary. Well, I did. I don't know what you were doing. Yeah, I was really surprised he survived it. He was really, really tied into that deep, and he had him in the middle, and he moved him back once, didn't he? Like, I was really surprised at that sequence. Very happy with it though, because I was happy about the Pinche logo at the end. What else? Desperado eating the chops from Fujita. Fujita's chops, as I mentioned, they're freaking insane. And Desperado was pretty much like dropped to his knees by the chops from Fujita. Like, Desperado's one tough motherfucker in this company. You drop him to his knees, you hit him hard. So congratulations, Ichiban, sweet boy. Chopping the big boys now. I love it. The spine buster though, from Desperado. Top notch. Never have I seen such an assertive and dominant spine buster since Triple H in Desperado. Like, it's just so good. And he gets such good height off of it too. It's like a slingshot. I love it. I was surprised that Fujita, but like had an escape for that stretch muffler. But then again, look who he works with. He's working with Robbie Eagles. He's working with Zack Sabre Jr. Zack Sabre Jr. knows how to get out of that. Of course, he knows how to get out of that. Why am I surprised? It was very impressive, though. Maybe this means that we're going to start to see Desperado doing a variation of that stretch muffler. We shall see. That's all. That's all I got. Pinche Loco, #1.
We move on to night number 5 in the Super Junior Tag League. It starts out the Karate Kids, Ryusuke, Taguchi, and the DKC taking on Katsuchu's Francesco, Akira, and TJP. The end of the match comes. Karate Kids hit the Leaning Tower of Ass Attack. Is essentially what it was. Instead of the Leaning Tower, it's the Leaning Tower of Ass Attacks. And then they hit the Sandwich Hips. Akira comes in to make the save, takes out DKC. They hit the alley oop to Gooch. They hit the diving stomp final or DTR elbow to combo to DKC. Then they hit DKC with the sandwich knees and catch you to get the win.
Yes. I don't have a whole lot to add to this. I felt that the what are we calling Taguchi and DKC?
I'm calling them the Karate Kids, but
okay, good. I have that one right. The Karate Kids were really going after the neck of TJP in this one. Very happy that Akira was constantly on the save and kind of helping him out throughout this one. There was a couple points with Akira. I got DKC was a little confused. There were moments where both of them end up stopping and they're looking at each other going, "You're supposed to be doing something," and then they just start moving again. I don't know if that was just like a styling issue or something. Didn't seem to frustrate Akira at all. He maintained his calm through this whole match. They had a tremendous match. I wrote down was weird that Taguchi struggled to support TJP for this submission. What? I always get is it an abdominal stretch or an octopus that TJP does? I get confused about those two.
He initially goes up for an octopus, then will change to the abdominal stretch / cobra twist. Like he'll switch. Okay. He'll go start with the octopus, and then when his opponent does drop, he then switches into an abdominal stretch.
Okay. It just seemed weird because we've seen people like easily just stand up in that, and it was weird that Taguchi kept falling over for it whenever
he's old. He's old.
He's not terribly old. I don't know. It seemed weird. There were some weird moments in this match for me that kind of took a tiny bit away from it, but overall, I thought it was a very solid opener for the junior round.
I was leaving you one of the highlights of this match. I left it for you. The Dingle Dangle. You didn't talk about a dingle dangle?
I know, because I know. Shame on Melball. Shame.
Yeah, TJP got a
Shame.
dingle dangle in this, and then
He
turned it into
did.
a with the Muda lock leg tie surfboard. It looked great.
Yeah, it's probably because the Moodalock was cool and I forgot about the Dingle Dangle.
Can't believe you forgot about the dangle.
Shame. Wow, Jesus.
Fucking face, man.
Mhm.
Musashi and Yo taking on just 5 guys, Douki and Taka Michinoku. And it perfect. The face that Doki's making, like, is the one eye open, like, the fuck are you doing, dude?
Yes. Oh, what?
End
Please
of this,
explain Takas. Please explain Takas.
Taka's just like, I'm brooding and sexy. At least that's what he's going for. It doesn't actually come off, but
He's going for Smolder and it's kind of giving me Boulder.
End of this match, Musashi hits a Michinoku driver for 2 on to Doki, but Doki kicks out at like 1, which was like, he's like, no, you're not beating me with my partner's goddamn move.
No.
Musashi puts him up on top, gets him on his shoulders, but Doki fights him off. Taka comes in, he hits the Michinoku driver 2 onto Yo, and Doki hits the daybreak for 2. Super kick, suplex de la Luna combo by just 5 guys. And they pin Musashi for the win. Finally get their first win. 5 shows in.
Which is not fair. Because, like, I know he effed up. But goddamn, is Taka Michinoku putting on a freaking bomb-ass tournament. Man, he's doing so good. And this match was no different. He put on a hell of a show in this one.
Dude,
Both teams, did you see? There
what
was
was
that one part.
what Taka's doing when he's doing at 50 years old.
Yeah, like the guy is stiff as heck. But man, can he go? And he goes and he goes and he's so entertaining too, because he has the little shenanigans that he does that are his little signatures that we expect to see, like the eye pokes and the like little trip ups and stuff. But like he's been putting on such a serious man. It's like G1 Yoshihashi, the elusive G1 Yoshihashi, has like switched bodies and gone into Taka Michinoku. That's what we're getting in this tournament. Where I lost my note. Oh, there it is. Okay. There was that one point where they were doing the dives and did you catch that they faked out the young lions? I can't remember which team did which. I think it was just 5 guys who ended up actually getting the dive. But I think it was Musashi and Yo faked diving one way, and the young lions, you see Oscar just ran across the camera to go try to help the people in the front row. And he's like waiting there, and then they completely ditched that and set up for the next one. You see Oscar just huffing and puffing, running back across. He did not make it. But thankfully, because of the education of people like Taka Michinoku and Douki, the front row survived because they stopped right before it. Doki Choki. Doki Choki. It was a Doki Choki, and I was very happy about it. No Choki Doki, just a Doki Choki. I quoted Kevin. How dare you? The audacity of using the Michinoku driver. How dare you? The audacity.
Technically, the
Yeah,
only
this
other
match was a
person.
roller coaster.
Yeah, technically the only person that is allowed to use a Michinoku driver in a Taka Michinoku match is Zack Sabre Jr. because that move was gifted to him. You can use it in any other match, not in a match with
So
Taka
rude.
Michinoku. So Only
So
Zach,
rude.
because he was officially gifted that move. So
So rude. That's all I got.
we move on to my pick of the evening. Yeah, I picked this one.
Wow.
Uh,
Okay.
House Torture Attack. Okay, I'm not a fan of the bullshit they do, but I love
No.
this because it's finally it's biting them in the ass on this show, on this one. They attack for the bell as always. Fujita does the meeting of the minds, running them in together, hits a double drop kick, and he drop kicks the I don't remember what I wrote there, but none of that makes any sense.
And it was probably Yoshinobu
Oh,
Kanemaru.
Fujita hits a drop kick, and Robbie hits a moonsault to Kanemaru. Sho ends up pulling Fujita to the floor. It takes him in the crowd, choking him with a chair. Kanemaru takes Robbie out to the crowd, and he literally hits him with a chair.
Mm-hmm.
Back in the ring, Kanemaru runs Fujita hard into the corner. They're just beating up on Fujita, and just really getting really nasty, getting the Boston Crab in there. Fujita tries to fight back, but they both attack. Sho doing that little dick hole kicks to the face, and you just see the rage building on Fujita from that. And
Mm-hmm.
Fujita gets a chop. Sho rakes the eyes, but Fujita hits a drop kick. Robbie comes in, taking Sho down with the head scissors, and kicks Robbie, and kicks. But Robbie ends up getting double teamed. He gets sent, and he sends them both out. Hits the tope suicida and almost lands in the fans, so close. He 619's the
Shout
leg.
out to Oscar Loibe and Bolton Oleg,
Mm-hmm.
who were the ones who stopped him, put their arms out, and just slingshotted him out of the front row's laps, which I'm sure the ladies in the front row were not too happy about. But
Well,
in the long
but
run,
maybe,
it was for the better.
but maybe some of those ladies wanted Robbie Eagles to land on them.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like
Oh,
in short term, they were probably like, "Oh," but long term, I mean, that man was moving quick.
but look at Oscar and Bolton's bums right in front of them, though. So that's a good thing.
There you go. There you go. They got to have the young boy muscles block them, right?
There you go.
There you go.
Yeah, really. So Robbie gets a springboard dropkick in the ring to Sho, but Sho starts pulling the cheap tactics, and ends up throwing Robbie into the ref. He tries to low blow, it's caught, and Robbie starts hitting kicks. He gets the Romero special, while Fujita has Kanemaru, and Sho ends up tapping out. But the ref says out of nowhere, and then Evil Togo and Yujiro come out. They do the upside down low blow thing to the dick, to Robbie. Fujita comes in like a freaking house on fire, cleans house of House of Torture, hits a beautiful. Okay, sorry, no, this isn't the good one. So next night, a less than beautiful Tope Con Hilo for Evil Yujiro, who literally walked in as he's under rotating. Like he didn't under it, but he got no distance out, and those two stepped.
None.
They literally stepped in to take it to make it not look like complete shit. So
He landed on his head, though.
yeah, but they had to step in to even get into to look like the feet hit them. At least they could get in enough to make it look not completely like shit. I'll give them that. Kanemaru since Fujita almost missing it. Fujita comes back in, but Kanemaru sends to the floor. But Robbie fights both Sho and Kanemaru off. Sho grabs the ref when Robbie's trying for the turbo backpack, but he ducks as Kanemaru goes to miss, and he ends up hitting the booze spray into Sho's face. Robbie hits the enziguri to Kanemaru, who gets pulled out by Fujita, and Robbie pulls out the Itabashi and pins Sho for the win. My biggest point while I picked this was the fire of Sho when he fired back to take out all of House Torture, how good he fucking looked doing it other than the dive.
Fire of Sho?
Or fire of Fujita, sorry.
I was going to say,
Brain's not working. And then Robbie pulling out an Itabashi to win this just made me the ending made me so happy to this. That's why I had to pick it.
Mm-hmm.
I do
It
not
was a
recommend this as a match you go watch. I recommend this. I'm purely picking this as I love the ending.
Yeah, I didn't have a whole ton of notes on here. I just want to reiterate, I hate Show's jacket. I hate it. Dingly dangly bits. It's stupid. He didn't look sick tonight though.
No.
He didn't look sickly, so that's a plus.
Mhm.
Yeah, then Oscar and Bolton, shenanigans, Fujita landing on his head. That was all I got on this one.
Yeah, I had a good time with this just because it was after I watched it. I'm like, I gotta pick this because the ending was just so good that I enjoyed the fuck out of it. We move
It
on
was
to
a
the
good
other
ending.
match that I was gonna pick on this show. It is Intergalactic Jet Setters, Kevin Knight and Kushida. Make sure that's written down as Intergalactic Jet Setters, Mel, not Time Splitters.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Yeah, I'll do that right now.
Taking on Los
Yeah.
Ingobernables de Japon, the Luchadors, Bushi and Teton. Love the cover mask from Bushi tonight because he's wearing it looked like a Carnage, like Venom or Carnage. Looks really cool.
Yeah.
And then when he pulled it off, he's got the hair out. He's got the exposed
Yes.
hair on. It's all looking very blonde. Uh,
Yes.
the end of the match of this one, Kushida launches Knight, like does that rope launch that they're doing into a back elbow to Bushi. Bushi tries the handspring, sorry, no Bushi. Kushida tries the handspring, but Bushi gets a lung blower. I'm typing way too fast when I do this. Teton hits a tope sushi at the night of the floor. Then Lij hit the Angel Immortal, which is the MX into the double stomp, and Lij pick up the win.
Yeah. 4 Bushis in the crowd. 4. 4 independent Bushis, anyway. For that. I actually didn't take any notes on this one. I just enjoyed it. I just watched it and enjoyed it and didn't want to actually. It was also late.
So, being that I don't recommend you watching my actual pick from this show. In place of not watching what I picked, watch this. If you're going to pick
There you
one,
go.
yeah, if you're going to watch our recommendation match, watch this. I just had such a great time watching that match, seeing them get their comeuppance. But watch this if you want to watch a good match. Don't watch the one I picked.
Yes.
It's weird.
Yes. 100.
Since Mel didn't take
Oh.
notes, we're going to jump on to the main event, which is Mel's pick, El Desperado and Master Wato. Wato taking on the Bullet Club of Wardogs. It's the angry young gentleman, Clark Connors and Drilla Moloney.
The angry young gentleman. There's nothing gentle about them.
Yeah, but okay, the angry young hoodlums. Angry young hoodlums. There we go. Drilla takes Wato to the floor early. Connors beating up Desperado on the floor. Drilla ends up taking Desperado back to the ring, working on his neck. But Wato comes back in and gets a bulldog to save him. Connors blind tags in and hits that blindside pounce and a suplex. I love that blindside pounce that he does. So good. Really good, like strong hits from Connors in this. Drilla coming in at one point, like beating up on Wato, stepping on his hand.
Savage. So mean.
They do get into a chop and kick battle, and Wato drops Drilla with a kick. Despy comes in, gets the spear and a backdrop to Connors for 2. Good back and forth fight between Connors and Desperado. These guys both just really laying into each other. Connors ripping at the mask of Desperado, really trying to pull it off his face. He attacks the fingers of Desperado, but Desperado fights back. Wato comes in, gets double teamed, and gets hit with the high-low for 2. Try for full clip, but our stop. Wato avoids the Drilla killer, but Drilla hits that spine buster senton that will just always look brutal. Desperado and Connors exchange really hard strikes back and forth. He's trying the suplex, but Desperado gets that beautiful spine buster and then a suplex for 2. Just the hard hitting of this match is insanity. Desperado blocks Pacer, gets numero dos, but lets go to fight Drilla, but he gets hit with a chair. Drilla tosses it, Connors the chair, who sets it up sitting in the ring. This is where he takes Desperado and literally rips the mask off the guy, then lifts up his face to the camera, which is
Yeah,
like,
he scalped him essentially.
but he pulled him off, and that's the one thing a luchador doesn't want is their mask being pulled off and people seeing it. And he literally pulled the head back and was like showing the face of Desperado to the camera. I was like,
big no.
Again, maybe Desperado. Maybe Desperado isn't as protective of his actual face. I don't know as much as a Bushi.
I mean, no, we've seen him lose his mask entirely before against Hiromu Takahashi.
So again, I don't think it's like unlike when I know they pulled the mask of Teton a while back. Not on their
the Young Boys.
That was very different. Like they had that was like Teton was covering his face completely, where Desperado, when he fires back, because he places his head on the chair and then smacks him in the face with a chair to chair, smack him in the face, look brutal. But then Desperado ends up, and he only gets two. Drilla spears Desperado. They line up to use the belts, but Wato comes in with drop kicks. The Connors and Drilla, sending Drilla out of the ring. Wato hits the tope con heel to Drilla on the floor. It looked absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah.
Then
so
Despe tries the Pinche Loco, can't get it, hits a strike. Then he hits Pinche Loco onto the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Championship that Connors had brought in the ring. Then tosses it out and gets the pinfall. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah. Yeah. This was a vicious match, and I knew it was going to be vicious because you got the Wardogs who are just they're vicious. And then you have Desperado, who we know, yeah, he can do the kooky weird stuff. And arguably with Wato, he is doing the goofy stuff. But, like, he's also a deathmatch guy. Like, we just watched him do a tag match with Jun Kasai against John Moxley and Homicide. And then we watched him, was it Moxley he took on the next night, one-on-one? Like, yeah, that guy can go. The Wardogs had to do a lot more to keep this guy down. I really enjoyed, this is going to sound funny, I enjoyed how Wato getting his butt kicked in the first part of this match, like with Moloney and Connors going in and out, because it fired up Desperado. And when Desperado finally got in there, he came in like a shot and just wrecked house. Until he wasn't, and Connors kind of started ripping at the mask. I did not like the mask ripping. It makes sense with who the characters are, but like completely ripping it off and showing to the camera, that's a bit far. I wasn't too happy with that. Desperado kicking out after that chair shot though, what the hell? That was like a crazy shot, and it was so good. They set it up so good. Something I noticed after he was unmasked, Desperado actually pulled his hair, which is very long. It's like down to his shoulders. He pulled a big chunk of his hair and actually was biting it to keep it in his face to hide his face. I thought that was really cool. Nice little touch. He was also doing that with the shirt afterwards when he was cutting his promo with Wato. Where I think this match, I believe what I couldn't understand what was going on, but it would seem that these guys are getting along now. That Wato has finally earned Desperado's respect, and that going forward, it seems like they might be a cohesive team. I guess we'll see.
Yeah, it seems like that's what the future holds, at least.
I sure hope so, because I'm enjoying this team.
Yeah, me too. Very much so. Very much so. So we move on. Night number 666. Night number 6.
Yikes.
What? What's the
Why are you sitting on the Paramine falls on Mondays?
yeah? Karate Kids versus the House of Torture. End of the match. Team body punches and the sandwich smacks of the butt. But they only get two. Gooch gets pulled off the apron. But so Show has DKC. Kanemaru goes for the miss from the apron, but DKC ducks. But Kanemaru stops. Show pulls back the head of DKC, and he missed. He does miss DKC, which was actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Show hits the
It was a
shock.
fun little spot.
Yeah, and then Show hits the shock arrow for the win. But like because he's spit in his partner's face so many times, I'm like, wow, he actually smartened it up for once.
Yeah. Yeah, it was nice to see that after years of stupidity, we get one smart thing out of these guys. And of course, it needed to involve Yoshinobu Kanemaru,
Mm-hmm.
which it's okay. I did not take a lot of notes with this. I just want to reiterate, I hate Show's jacket. Stupid. Stupid little dingly dangly bits make no sense. This match was only meh for me. It wasn't a show stealer for me, and I'm just also sick of seeing House of Torture at this point.
Yeah, I get you. I get you there. I really do. Because
Yeah.
again, it can be very annoying, like having this same kind of bullshit over and over and over again.
It is. It is.
Yeah, I don't know. It's getting to be bothersome. I know I talked about it in the last match, but more I just want to talk about them getting their comeuppance. Is more or less what I talked about, but it's getting tired. It really is.
It is. It's very tiresome.
We move on. Just five guys: Douki and Taka Michinoku taking on the Bullet Club Wardogs, Clark Connors, and Drilla Moloney. Tag champs going early on this show. Have to point out in this picture, and I noticed in the last two. Look at Drilla. Look at how white that man's teeth are. Good, like,
Oh,
good
you
job.
want me to look at the teeth? Sorry,
Just look at how white his goddamn teeth are.
He's got a nice smile, yeah, when you see it. He's got a nice smile.
Good damn. But no, I'm impressed with how white his teeth are.
For a smoker, too. Those are some white teeth. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kudos, sir.
Yeah.
Kudos.
End of the match, Connors and Drilla hit kicks and chops but to Taka, and they hit the high-low, but Drilla only gets two. Connors goes up, but Douki gets him, and Taka rolls Drilla up and hits some kicks. He misses the corner splash. Wardogs then hit the full clip, and they get the win. The champs are on a goddamn roll in this tournament.
They are, yes. And that's, realistically how it should be, though, right? They're the champs for a reason, and they're the champs of this division. They should be, driving through everybody. They are the representation of their division. Yeah. I know I'd wrote notes. Two of the matches are missing from this show. I don't know what I did. This one and the next match, I don't have my notes disappeared, and I can't recall, which is probably a good thing because that means it didn't suck.
Yeah.
I don't think it would with these four.
No, it was really enjoyable. Like just to see these two teams work together. To have the Wardogs work with Taka is especially great because of how good that man truly is and how much he brings out of people. And what we've really seen that here in this tournament, how much he's bringing out of some of these young guys and because of how good this man is. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I seem to remember something with him at Douki and Moloney in this match. So I feel like their time in there was very, very good.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. I feel like it was like comparable to a high speed kind of situation in Stardom.
It was high speed, but it was also high impact. Like the two just were
Yeah, very
smashing
much
into
so.
each other with speed. It was great.
Oh, yes.
We move on to my pick of the evening. It's
Yeah.
Yosashi versus Musashi and Yo versus TMDK, the Spicy Snipers, Kosei Fujita and Robbie Eagles. Uh,
I love it.
uh, Fujita and Musashi start out. Fujita getting the advantage, hits a drop kick. Him getting that little bit of advantage over Musashi was actually pretty nice to see, and his evolution
Yeah,
to
yeah.
really be able to take that advantage. Yo and Robbie working over each other's arm, just going back and forth, working each other's arms over. Robbie hits the head scissors and the leg lariat. Robbie chops Yo hard, but Yo tags out, and Yosashi double team Robbie. They're tagging in and out, working over Robbie. Yo gets like 4-2 counts in a row, just like pin 1-2, pin 1-2, just trying to wear him
That
out.
was a fun bit. That was a fun little bit.
Yeah, Musashi sits Robbie in the corner and hits it like the gold dust where you put like the legs over the ropes, so you're like crotches
Yeah,
exposed. I thought he was going for like a low
that's
blow,
who it was. I couldn't remember who it was.
but then he just comes in. Well, it's also what which girl? One of the girls in Stardom does it too, or Hazuki does it when she runs up for that MX out of the
Yes,
corner. Yeah,
yes, yeah.
but he did it, and then he runs up and just drop kicks in the chest. I'm like, okay, good. Musashi is not taking a left turn into drop into low blow tactics. I thought it really
Yes.
might.
He is better than our spicy boy.
Yeah, Yo comes in. Robbie fights back on Yo. Hits a snap. It hits a snap backdrop soup. Like he just kind of gets up and just grabs him and just drops back super fast to that backdrop, like a snap backdrop soup. It's really good. Fujita and Yo fighting back and forth. Fujita gets a springboard dropkick for 2. Fujita getting the big chops, but gets sent to the floor. Yo hits a very nice plancha. Back in the ring, Yosashi hit the poetry of motion into an exploder for 2. That's that off the back attack in the corner. The poetry of motion. Hardy Boys.
Yes.
And they go right to exploded from that for 2. TMDK high low hit the high low kicks to Musashi for 2. He fights off the double razor's edge, and fights them off. Drop kicks Eagles. Yo takes out Fujita. They hit 2, and then Yosashi hit dual Falcon arrows for 2. Robbie hits an Asai DDT to Yo. Musashi hits a super kick and a full Nelson spin out into the face buster. Very a la Suzuki. Jazz them up and then spins them out. Where does it? Robbie then comes back hitting kicks, and then he pops Fujita up over himself, and Fujita comes down like with like a face butt with that like the Akira side of the alley oop, just driving or X Factor into the mat, and Robbie gets 2. Yo comes in but gets sent to the floor. Fujita hits the Tope Con Hilo to Yo, which looked really good this time. That Tope Con Hilo was great. Then Robbie comes off the top, 450 splash to Musashi, applies the Romero special, and Musashi taps out baby TMDK. Getting a win over what has been a more formidable team than what I thought they would be in this tournament.
Yeah.
I love this match. It was so good. Again, Fujita really showing his fire and his evolution he's been having since he became a full-time roster member and went on his excursion. The excursion was what, 6 weeks? It's kind of funny, but like he just in 6 weeks the kid has evolved. It's the gruesome facial hair, changed his hair up a bit, and his attitude is something completely different. And then like Musashi has just been like a breath of fresh air to this junior division, in my opinion, just because it's new blood that we haven't seen. And getting to see him really work with, especially with Yujiro, I love that pairing. I don't know, this match was great. And then Robbie is he's so like picture perfect on everything he does.
Oh yeah.
And Yo for the most part is so good.
Yes, I feel like having Musashi in his corner has given him that confidence again that he had lost when he was with Sho.
Yeah.
Because I feel like he's been struggling since that pairing has broken off. I mean,
Yeah.
arguably so is Sho, but like I feel like Yo has had to deal with the worst of it. At least Sho's a champion right now, right? I mean, for what it is. From what I can remember of this match, though, this was a Fujita show off match. I remember Fujita doing a lot of the work in this one and him having a tremendous match. Probably making up for the fall on the neck the night before,
Oh yeah.
which I think we all deserved. Yeah, this one was fun. Very, very great high speed match. All four of these guys super duper quick. I just love how Fujita again has evolved. That's like the word of the year. Love it.
Evolution, man. It's a mystery,
Oh,
full of dreams that no one sees. Nature's role. It's nature's role in history.
oh dear.
Yes, I'm quoting the evolution theme
We
song.
just roll. Oh dear.
We move on to Melball's pick of the night. It's catch two
Ah,
two taking Francesco, Akira, and TJP taking on Los Ingobernables Japon, the Luchadors, Bushi and Teton with Tetsuya Naito. As they come out and then Naito walks to the crowd and the crowd just goes, "Ha!" They were so excited to see
yeah.
him roll out with them. They were really excited for it. Um, like Teton and TJP were so smooth in the beginning of this with their transitions, the reversals of each other, just like pure, smooth peanut butter right there. Just perfection, man. Um,
Ah,
Catch Tutu get the do double team, and they get the home run drop kick, and Akira gets a 2 count. Um, Akira gets that arm track. Like I'd never seen him do it before. Like he locked the arm in his leg and then just had like a pulled back out and chin locked. I was like, ooh, just basic, nice submission. That's cool.
yes.
The leg swash by TGP, but he goes to turn around to run. Bushi comes in and attacks him. It was great. I love the little cutoff there. Um, they're really going after the neck. Bushi really goes after the neck of TJP. Gets the figure four head scissor on him. Teton does a stop to the arm coming off the top. It's a PK. Teton misses coming off the back of Bushi. Bushi ends up flashing Teton by accident. TJP gets a tornado TDT off the back of Teton. Akira in like a fireball and hits the head scissors to Bushi. Lariat in the corner. Hangs Teton in the ropes and drop kicks him. Goes up, hits the high cross to Bushi. Then Bushi comes back to then Seguri. They trade attacks and both go down. Teton with the springboard splash and kicks to TJP, but TJP comes back with the kicks, misses the lariat, gets kicked, and he gets like kicked in the mush. Looked like it was like, ooh, just getting kicked in the face. He did. Tornado DDT by Teton, and he gets a roll into a kick, but the leg gets caught by TJP, and he hits a bat, and it just he gets a leg, sweeps under it, grabs him, and twists him into a backdrop driver. Just again, when these two work together, it is so goddamn smooth. Shit, man.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, TJP goes to the top, hits that Mamba splash, but the pin gets broken up. Teton slips off of TJP's shoulders, runs him into Akira up top, who ends up falling because they were going for the leaning tower. LIJ attacks, and Bushi puts TJP on the ropes. Teton hits that stomp off the top to TJP. Drew's draped on the ropes. Looks really good. They double team kicks and do the assisted rope walk splash for Teton for 2 to TJP. Lariat through the ropes and the MX into the. And Bushi gets the MX he's holding, and then Teton goes for the stomp, but TJP moves, and as he comes back, Bushi's like was holding, but his legs like kick up because he let go, and he ends up booting Teton in the face. Looks like it's the standard when a guy's coming up the top, put the legs up so he hits the legs, but it gave it a plausible reason. The TJP just jumped off him, so his legs went up into the air to hit his partner. I really like the plausibility of that one.
Yeah, yeah. Smart wrestling right there.
Yeah, TJP gets a low bridges. Bushi Then gets a backslide in the octopus. Akira gets a tarantula to Bushi on the ropes. Looks super good. But Teton breaks out of the octopus, and Bushi breaks out of the octopus, and he breaks up the submission. Akira gets a victory roll stomp to Bushi. Can hit the alley oop to Teton. Akira goes to the top, but Bushi ends up missing him up top. But TJP takes up Bushi, but Teton hits La Mystica. Shout out to Azumi right there. And he turns it into a seatbelt pin for the win. Did not expect that finish, honestly.
And then, afterwards, they go to do the fist bump.
Naito.
And even Naito got in there and did the fist bump with him.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get to that, though. Bushi. Coming in the plague doctor mask with the beak and everything. Badass. Loved it.
Mm-hmm.
2 Bushis in the crowd tonight. Well, 2 official Bushis. There's also one that they had on camera, but it was actually his hoodie special, where the hood is a Bushi mask. So that was pretty cool. I really love the purple gear on Bushi. I might be a little partial to the color, but yeah, looks really sharp on him. I'm really enjoying it for this tournament on him. It is interesting that Naito has been coming with his team to the ring. It's also more interesting that he's started coming halfway through it. Like they wrestled like 3 matches before he actually started two matches before he started coming out with them.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting. I'm wondering what the change of heart is. I thought TJP's neck was maybe doing a little bit better the night before. It's definitely looking a little stiff this night, but didn't seem to impede his movement as much as it did the nights prior. Concerned though, Akira, he only had the single strip of tape on the shoulder before. Now it seems that there are 4. A little concerned about that. We're seeing a lot of Japanese wrestlers right now with shoulder injuries across NJPW and Stardom. I mean, Micah, Mirai, Tam Nakano, Suzuki, just to name a few, all nursing shoulder and arm injuries. Very, very concerning. Take care of your arms, you guys. The back and forth that you were mentioning, where like at the end there, where the final sequences were winding down, and it was like LIJ would take command, and it was looking like they were going to take it, and then Catch 2-2 would come back, and it looks like they were going to take it, and then LIJ would come back, and then Catch 2-2, and it was like such a back and forth, like a ping pong of just awesome, amazing reversals and escapes and transitions. It was gold. I loved it. It was just money. I'm not gonna lie though, the ending surprised me. I was expecting Catch 2-2 to take this. I was pleasantly surprised that LIJ took this win, because then we got to get that fist bump roll call afterwards, which I'm excited about. But I'm curious what changed, because LIJ has always been that team and faction where it's like, you go do your thing. We're dudes, we got it, but like if we're not there, we're not helping, kind of thing. Like they don't get involved. And we saw this also when LIJ took on the Wardogs. You know, the Wardogs were taking it all over the place, and at no point did Naito try to get involved. So it's like it's interesting to think what the purpose of his presence at ringside is these last few times, because Naito, the Ingobernables one, is he's always plotting. He's a schemer. He's always scheming. So it'll be interesting to see what his play is on this and why he's doing this, because I believe that the next feud is supposed to be Sonata, isn't it?
For Naito?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Sonata. He's
For the
facing
Wrestle Kingdom build up, it would make sense.
Yeah, he's facing him with a dome, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's in 2 months, right?
Yeah.
So, like, it would make sense that they would start building up for that now. So I just don't understand how that would play into it. Well, I guess we'll see. Gato fixes things. Let's hope that he fixes that.
Yeah. So
Yeah, that's all I got for this game.
when we move on to the main event, it is Desperado. We're just El Desperado Master taking on the Intergalactic Jet Setters. Make sure you change it in your notes, Mel. Kevin Knight and Kushida. It's not the Time Splitters. It's the Intergalactic Jet Setters. Remember that, Mel.
Wow.
There's a Master Wato in the front row.
There is.
Somebody
I
actually had like
loved it.
the blue hair and it's like parted to the side and everything. I don't know if I'm not gonna
That
like.
is a cosplayer. That's a
I don't know if it's a
professional
guy. I don't
cosplayer
know if
right
it's a guy
there.
or girl. I don't know if it was a guy or girl. I'm not gonna. I don't want to assume anybody's gender, but yeah, there was a person in the front row with the Master Water hair, and I loved it. And actually,
That's amazing.
there was actually the match before that I noticed them because they were holding an Akira sign in the match before it, so that's when I noticed it.
Aw,
Yeah. Um,
I didn't notice that.
this match was long. Um,
It was, yeah.
24 and a half minutes, I think. And
It felt it for me a little bit, but it wasn't a bad thing.
but the ending, I think, really took this down for me because this had been the Kevin Knight show. He was looking tremendous, especially in the last like 7-8 minutes. He was getting such great offense in, and so there was roll. So I'm going to go in the last couple of lines. Roll ups by Knight. Desperado hits 2 backdrops for 2. Knight hits off the Pinche Loco and gets a flip kick, but Desperado gets the stretch muffler and then stands up. But Knight like turns the stretch muffler, flips around to his back, and hits a goddamn Canadian Destroyer for 2. Wato then comes in, hits a German to Knight. Then as Knight's going to do his hop up onto the top rope Rana to Despy. And then Tope's Kushida on the floor. Desperado hits like a half pinch look because he doesn't lift him. He just like lifts him slightly and drops. It was
Yeah.
weird. Then he rolls through to go for another, but Knight like back body drops him for 2. But then they ended up bridging up, and then Despy hits Pinche Loco for the win. And I literally went, I thought Knight was going to pull this out. I really thought they could have made this would have been my pick if Knight would have won this. Because the way they were
No.
building Knight in this match, they could have had a great moment of Knight getting this win over the veteran in Desperado and making this guy look like a goddamn star. Not that he looked bad at all. He looked really good even in the loss, but I think it would have made him look even bigger getting the win here. But again, really good match because these two teams I think killed it in here, man. The hoverboard locks, like his how Kushida gets into hoverboard locks is insanity.
Yeah. Yes, yes. I thought that Kevin Knight, Kushida fighting a little dirty in this match. Kushida slamming Wato's leg and arm into the post on the outside there, and Kevin just cheering him on. Woo! Yeah! How dare you? So rude. Kevin Kelly, how dare you? Um, Desperado, though, the bit between Desperado and Kevin Knight throughout the match, so good. Those two work so well together. I personally think that when because I know Kushida and Kevin Knight, they're not going to break up per se, but Knight needs to do some singles matches after this tournament to kind of reassert himself. I personally think that his first one should be Desperado. I feel that those two would have a hell of a singles match and that it would probably get some respect earned by Kevin Knight for Desperado. I would like to see that. Um, Water felt like a sacrificial lamb throughout this one. He kind of felt like he was getting the brunt of a lot of the intergalactic jet setters moves. But whoever was in the ring, he kind of felt like he was eating a lot of the stuff. That German bridge pin that frickin' Wato did on Kushida, he does that so well because he gets that little pause at the full extension and he just kind of hovers there a little bit before just driving you down. It almost seems like uh, I can't even describe it. It feels different than just a regular suplex or a
Oh yeah.
regular German. It feels more angled, more crisp, more ouchy. But then to have it broken up, the pin broken up by Kevin Knight doing a freaking crossbody onto him, goddamn. Huh. I can't imagine Wato's back or hips or anything felt good after that. Last thing I wanted to say, Kevin Knight needs to start yelling woo every time he jumps because gosh dang, that guy is literally Tigger and he dresses like him too. It's ridiculous. Springs in his feet, I'm telling you.
No, it's in his shoes.
That's all I got.
They're in his shoes.
Sure. You keep saying it's the shoes. I say it's his legit feet.
Quick point update. Yosashi 4 points. Kushida Intergalactic Jet Setter 6. Karate Kids 4. Desperado with out in front with 10. Dokinochu or Dokinoku. There we go. Dokinoku in last with 2. El Luchadors with 6. TMDK Spicy Snipers with 6. Catch 2 with 6. The Angering Young Hoodlums with 8. And the douchebags of them all with 8.
Oh. Wow. Huh.
Dokinoku.
That one almost got me to cry.
Dokinoku, baby. Woo!
I thought about that one.
We have come to the end of another episode. It looks like Dokinoku will probably, or not Dokinoku, Desperado will be one of the teams in the finals because like they're out in front. I don't see them not getting to the finals. But yeah, I'm looking forward to watching the rest of this tournament play out. We'll be coming back later this week with nights 7, 8, and 9, and then we should be back this week sometime with a power struggle review. We're gonna have some Stardom coming at you this week too. We're gonna try and get one of the nights of the Ladies Goddess League, and then there's a Goddess League match on the same night as a Halloween event that I really do want to talk about for everything except my favorite team's match. But yeah, it looks like an interesting show outside of Club Venus's match with Dump Matsumoto. But yeah.
Oh, forgot about that.
So before we go, you can find me on the X, Mastodon, Blue Sky, and Hive at That Canada Guy, TikTok, Instagram, and Threads at That Canada Dude. Facebook, you can find me at Andre Melball Wrestling Talk. You can also find me this upcoming, we just dropped, it should be on the YouTube page now, a review of episode 5 of Loki. This next weekend, we'll be having 2 shows coming out over on our local establishment for Marvel Talk. It'll be myself and Ed reviewing the finale of Loki, and then we're looking to have at least one guest on with us for the Marvels review that we're going to be seeing this coming Thursday. I'm going to be going to watch the Marvels, then coming home and watching Loki. It'll be interesting. So, yeah, because the movie I'm going to come starts 40 minutes after the Loki premieres, so I'm not going to get a chance to watch Loki before I go into the movie.
Oh,
so it's going to be interesting.
Well.
So I get to watch Loki after, and then we're gonna talk about it on the weekend. We don't know if it's going to be all on the same day. We don't know if it's going to be on 2 different days. One might be pre-recorded depending on time. So yeah, we'll be coming at you with content that weekend. So don't you worry about it.
Excellent.
And then also go over to Backbreaker Video, hang out with my buddy Mike. He does all the puts all the great content over there. YouTube.com/@backbreakervideo. You want to hang out with him live and in Twitch person? You can check him out at twitch.tv/Mike the Ref. You can hang out with him while he's gaming, while he's doing AEW watch-alongs over there. And if you want to see any replays of his gaming content, go to youtube.com/@backbreaker_gaming, where you can find replays from him, Mr. PJC, Mr. Rick Jules, who just did his 24-hour live stream this weekend for charity.
He did.
And their freaking guest that pops up on the channel a lot of times, Miss Kayla J.
Kayla J. I thought you were going to say freaking. I was going to be like, oh, how dare you, Kevin Kelly? How dare you?
Where can I find you?
If you're wanting to find a Melball, I mean, you can find me at our local establishment. You can find me on the X thing at Collins Melball. You can find me on everything else: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Mastodon, and Blue Sky Melball. You can also find me on our local establishment's programming, Very Mindful, which comes out every other Monday. I do that with Alex the Werewolf, and we're going to be having a fun episode coming out, not this Monday, but the following Monday, where we are talking all spooky ooky shit, where Alex is going to be surprising me with a topic from Peru. We're going to see how shocked we can make the Melball, because, you know, it's hard at this point. It's hard at this point.
Gonna be perused through the spooky ooky-ish.
Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good one. That's a knee slapper.
I try.
You can also find me on Astrid Pizarro's YouTube channel, where I do our show with her, Ladies Wrestling Showcase. Am I going to get a ticker?
Oh, sorry. I was distracted.
Pay attention, sir.
No, I don't want to.
Rude. How dare you? Kevin Kelly, how dare you?
I have never heard
You
that
can
name.
catch me on Astrid Pizarro's YouTube channel, where we do our show, Ladies Wrestling Showcase. We have an episode coming up very soon with the PWI ladies list there, and we're going to be having a special guest on there. We're going to be doing that next Saturday, so stay tuned to our socials to see when we're going to be doing that bad boy. Want to watch? But what the heck is with you throwing me off tonight, Buck?
Well, just like bad boy.
Bad boy for life. We ain't gonna. Anyway, if you want to watch NJPW, you can go to the description box down below. It is NJPW-World.com. It is 999 yen, or approximately $10 Canadian, but it's actually more like 950. 950 according to that guy over there. That's still a great price to watch some amazing professional wrestling. You can watch some of the stuff we talked about today. You can watch some of the stuff we talked about last week. You can go back into the vault. You can see so many things. Look for the dinosaur. If you find him, let a Melball know.
Yeah, his name's Hulk Hogan.
You know.
He's on there. Don't worry.
Yeah, Hulk Hogan's way, way back in there. You want to do some deep dive, and your boy will not stop you.
Watch the guy actually wrestle well.
Yeah. Which is like, wow. Andre, my trusted friend and colleague, do you have anything else to say to the beautiful people?
Don't trust me, but don't trust me like But please keep liking the video, subscribing to the channel, commenting down below, because we love hearing from you guys. Please keep sharing us out like you have been. We really appreciate all the support you guys have given us, and hit the notification bell so you can be alerted every time we drop a new video.
Ding dong. I hit the thing with my glasses.
I'm not.
That was weird.
I'm not answering that doorbell.
It's pretty late. You probably shouldn't. And that being said, I am your. Over there is Andre. We will see you next time. Adios.